Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that magnificent haircut. Yes. I just had a haircut. Thank you for noticing. Whoop. Straight away. It's too quiet, then it goes whoop. Yeah. 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 There you go. There you go. So it's still pretty long. It's long enough that, I can pretend I'm not bald. But at the same time, it's much more manageable. And it feels a lot cleaner because my neck got shaved. $65 it cost. That's right. I'm richer than you. I can afford $65 for a haircut. Why? Can't you? Thanks. There's the only thing you didn't do. You didn't get that little bit there. It's alright. I can do that. I'll do that myself. There we go. There we go. I'm alive. And I'm still alive. Still very, very live. Still very, very still alive. You're watching No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr Tapscott. I'm Mr Tapscott, a god king who's richer than you. Joining me today, as always, Tara Bennett, representing this candle I just gave it the tumble dry treatment. That's right, it's the juggling channel now. The juggler. Yeah, he did make it into Batman, that character. The juggler. We've kind of already got the Riddler. How's the juggler different to the Riddler? Well, I mean, because he juggles and stuff. It's like, yeah, but I still kind of feel the Riddler could kind of work the juggling into his routine. You know what I mean? Well, the Joker could do it too. The Joker could easily be the juggler. Easily. So, your juggler concept for a Batman villain? No, I'm sorry, that's just not. That's not Batman villain material. Anyway, Tara Bennett, represented here by this candle. She's Batgirl, by the way. Yeah. Anyone wondering what her character is? Batman. She's Batgirl. Aldous Harding is Catwoman. Yeah. But in the movie The Batman, Catwoman in that movie is Tara Bennett. Yeah. She's richer than you, smarter than you, better looking than you. She's fucked your boyfriend. She was better at it than you. She smells fucking great. Anyway, this is going to be a very Tara Bennett heavy episode because today we're talking about her fuckstick ex. Yeah. So now that I've run out of my enemies, I'm gonna start working on the Turbo Babes enemies. Yeah. And yeah, I checked and double checked. It's like, you sure you want me to do it? You don't want to do it yourself? She's like, yes, please, Mr. Tapscott. I really want you to slam the shit out of that fuckstick on your Smash Hit podcast. No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. You're Mr. Tapscott. That's what she said. All right, baby. Say no more. And also, Kitty Callahan, represented here by this Granite Iron Cup. Don't forget they murdered penguins. Oh. Don't forget, Tara and I are getting married. See? Kitty Callahan, represented here by this Granite Island Cup. Don't forget they murdered penguins. She's here too. But it's mostly going to be about Tara Bennett's ex. We could do an episode about her ex. Is this at some point? Yeah. Why not? Why the fuck not? Yeah, a bit of housekeeping. Today, it was official. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Podbean. There I am. There I am. I need to put bio in there. Anyway. Distribution. Apple Podcasts. Tick. Podbean app. Tick. Spotify, already on there. Amazon Music, already on there. iHeartRadio, already on there. Player FM, tick. Listen Notes, getting there. Podchaser, tick. Boomplay, tick. Yeah. So the point is, yeah, I'm getting out of it. Also, I now have a Facebook account specifically for this show. Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. It's no longer enemy territory. Well, it still is enemy territory, but now I'm in the enemy territory. Yeah, there we go. See, I've got all the videos you need on here. There I am again. There I am again. There I am again. I've got reels on there. I've got shorts. I've got longs. I've got everything you want. Everything you want. There I am. Look at that. Look at that. There I am. So yeah, and I'm also nearly on YouTube Music, which is their podcast thing. I'm kind of halfway through the process. So the point is, you now don't have an excuse not to listen to this smash hit podcast. No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr Tapscott. By Mr Tapscott. Now, we'll actually lead in with this because a few people, now that we've got new audience members, especially in India. Welcome worldwide to all our fans out there. A lot of people are asking why it's called No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr Tapscott. So I'll explain it again very quickly. So, very brief. The very brief story is, this is the brief version. I was just on Chump until 2021, the end of 2021. 2021, weird things started happening. At the end of 2021, I was at home in my apartment when Tara Bennett, Kitty Callahan, and Tara Bennett came to me in my lounge room and said, "Hello, you're the king." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And like, "Yeah, you're the king." Anyway, we're going to do stuff now. And yeah, I could hear them in my head. And then we did stuff, and I walked around a fucking shit ton. But one of the things we did was something called, well, it didn't really have a name, but one of the things I had to do was go walk around, go shop to shop, like retail stores in popular shopping areas, go to Westfield shopping centres, go to popular shopping streets like Oxford Street in Paddington and Darlinghurst, go to Bondi Junction, go to Bondi Beach, go to Surrey Hills, and go into each individual shop and then find a specific item. And more often than not, the shop was garbage. It was a terrible shop, staffed by fuckwits. And the item that I would need to find would be something adjacent. Oh, art galleries, I have to do it there as well. Art gallery gift shops would be something adjacent to a bird or a picture of a bird. It would usually be a picture of a bird. It would be something like a tea towel or a postcard or a coaster or a fucking coaster or a stubby holder or a cup, a mug, something like that with a bird on it. And I'd find it and then they'd go, "Oh, okay, cool. It's you. I'll help you." Yeah. And I called it, and they never called it anything. But I called it Pictures of a Bird. And so that was the thing. Tara Bennett was like, all right, because me and Tara Bennett were walking around. She goes, okay, bad news. We're going to have to do more going into shops. And I'm like, fuck, more pictures of a bird? Fuck, I fucking hate pictures of a bird. Because the thing was that those shops, the shops were always terrible. They were always like really shitty, like gift shops, like fucking souvenir shops at the airport and things like that. Like terrible smelling, like homeware gift shops and things like that. Like they always had like fucking incense and like frilly shit. Yeah, it was terrible. And the people who worked there were fucksticks. They were always cunts. Always. They'll be like, well, that took you long enough. No, I just used psychic powers to find a thing in your fucking shop. So, took you long enough. Slow, brand new, slow. And yeah, they think they're in the military, but they're not. Yeah, and so I started hating it. And it didn't pay anything either. And it was just shit. It was really bad. Yeah, and so I was like, and I wasn't getting paid anything. I was broke. I was flat broke. And I was a homeless guy. And I was sleeping on the street. But still, I was being pressured by these losers to walk around and go shop to shop into these shops and find the picture of a bird. And so that's why I called it Pictures of a Bird. And I fucking hated it. I've always hated it. And so then we started pushing back and saying like, no, I'm not doing your bullshit because you haven't paid me. You haven't paid me any fucking money. I'm a homeless guy. I sleep on the street. I sleep in the airport. But you still expect me to walk around in your fucking shops and find the fucking picture of a bird. To that, I say, go fuck yourselves. Because I'm not a slave. I'm not your slave. No. And then they started saying like, oh, we're your clients. I'm like, yeah, but the thing is about a client service provider relationship. So if you're the client, I'm the service provider. Clients pay the service provider. You haven't paid me anything. I haven't been paid anything in like 4 years. So fuck you. Take your pictures of a bird and stick it up your fucking ass. Yeah. Now on the channel, I've done like 170 episodes of this podcast. And on the channel I've unpacked all the different layers of fuckstick who are involved in the pictures of a bird scheme, where the whole thing hinged on me, Mr. Tapscott, walking shop to shop and finding the picture of a bird. And it turns out it was a plot hatched by the Australian government, Malcolm Turnbull, the former Prime Minister of Australia, because he had all these fucked up notions in his head of what the Son of Man, which is who I am, I'm the Son of Man, was supposed to do. And he thought he's going to be like Jesus, and he's just going to walk around and eat dirt and gravel and sleep in the dirt for 2 years and do magic tricks to impress us. And then we're going to nail him to a cross, and then that's the end of the story. Yeah. But he is extraordinarily wrong. And that's why the podcast is called No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott, because I'm Mr. Tapscott. That's what you're watching. No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. So, yeah, there you go. There's a very short one. What I'm going to do is I'll take that video and I'll edit it and I'll just have that, and then I'll make that a reel and I'll make that a YouTube short and I'll fucking chuck it up on the internet. And you can see it. Hopefully you'll see it somewhere. And then that will answer your question. Why is the podcast called No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott? You're Mr. Tapscott. And I'll be like, well, there's your answer. That's why the podcast is called No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. Because I fucking hate pictures of a bird. Fuck you. Yeah. So just to be clear as well, I don't hate birds. I don't hate pictures. I like art. It's the act. It's the selfish thinking of these losers that because I have space powers, because I am the Son of Man, because I am Zeus, because I am God the Father, because I am Shiva the Destroyer, that I now owe them something. And I'm now obligated to do something for them. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not obligated to do anything for anyone. If you ask me nicely, I might consider it. But they never did. They never consulted me about their pictures of a bird scheme. They just thought they could lever me into it. Yeah, which is very rude. Yeah, I thought that was very rude. And now, a lot of them are dead. Yeah. So anyway, that's why it's called that. Yeah. But Tara Bennett would now like me to get straight into it. So, let's talk about this fuckstick. Tara Bennett is also now saying that get used to the shorter episode format, because now that all of Mr. Tapscott's enemies are out of the way, this is Tara saying this. Now that most of Mr. Tapscott's enemies are out of the way, the big ones, all of Mr. Tapscott's big enemies are out of the way. Mr. Tapscott is now going to be able to do shorter episodes. So instead of doing like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, or even 5 hours, or 5-part 2-hour ones, he can just do like 1 hour long episodes, and that should be plenty in a day. Like an hour a day, that's heaps. That's still heaps. Still like 7 hours a week of content. That's a lot. That's a lot of content. You know, it's like Tonight Show with Stephen Colbert. That only goes 5 nights a week, and he's on screen for like fucking an hour. So, you know, it's hard enough for Mr. Tapscott. Let him. He has to do this as well. Anyway, so that get used to this. Thank you, Tara. Yeah. Right. Now, if you have any other questions, I don't know many of you do, those just joining us, please watch the pod, go through all the episodes and watch all the other episodes, because I've explained pretty much everything in other episodes. Yeah, I don't want to repeat myself too much for the benefit of my older viewers, those who have been around since the start. I strongly encourage you to explore all the episodes of No Pictures of a Bird. They are all available on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, on Podbean, on Amazon Music, on Audible. They're all there. So yeah, start from the start and listen to the whole thing, and all of your questions, hopefully, will be answered. Yeah. Maybe he's been zoomed out. Tara Bennett. What is all shit? Yeah. I'm not sure, Tara Bennett. Yeah, I reckon he's been scrubbed. Yeah, so who we're trying to find right now is Tara Bennett's ex. So this is Tara Bennett. That's her. Now, she was married to a douchebag called Matt. Yeah, and he was a fuckstick. So this is Tara Bennett from Provider Store. Yeah. And she was married to this cunt. Maybe that's him. No, that's not. Okay, well, anyway. I'm going to keep looking. We're getting close. Tara Bennett knows a lot of those jumps. Yeah, I don't know, Tara. Ripping content. Here we go. Search. Let's keep that fire. Let's see if we can find Matt. No, that ain't him. Better be getting closer, Atara. Yeah. Is that him? No. No.
Whatever was your echo, with that visionary shiver, strangely too old I spent. day of the dream. Sit down, we'll frame
That there was a hack.
shapes
That was ISIS hacking her. Yeah. Oh.
I give up on your beauty.
No.
Shady as the day you were born. I'm leaving you alone with it.
Okay. Now, can't find him. Oh well. Now, Matthew Scott is Tara Bennett's ex, and part of the reason we just did that, we went through a whole provider story Instagram account, is because Tara Bennett is provider. Provider is Tara. Tara is provider. Now, you'd think her fucking husband, out of all of those Instagram posts we just went through, that her husband would be on at least one of them, and he's not. And he's not. And that's why. That's a lot of the reason why Tara Bennett and Matthew Scott broke up. Or more accurately, that is why Tara Bennett kicked that fucking loser cunt to the curb, because he's a weak piece of shit. He's gay. He's a gay faggot. Yeah. So, and I was thinking about this on the train on the way home. Mr Tapscott has Chris Tapscott. That's my Judas. That's my enemy, Chris Tapscott. Chris Tapscott is possibly the most despised, biggest fucking loser fuckwit in the universe. Rivaled only by Matthew Scott, Tara Bennett's ex-husband. Yeah, because that guy is a real, genuine, A-grade, certifiable, official piece of shit. Yeah. Spastic, dog, loser, faggot. Yeah. Yeah. So Matt and Tara met at Inku. Tara used to work at Inku. She was in e-coms there, working on the website. Matt was in marketing, so they got kind of close together there. They started dating, and he's not an ugly dude. He's not. For a young Tara Bennett. On the surface, Matthew Scott ticked a lot of boxes. He did. He's tall, from a good family. He's good at his job. He's no slouch. Dresses well. Takes care of his appearance. And, if you're Tara and you're looking for someone cool from work to hang out with, yeah, sure. Why not? Why the fuck not? But then, Tara realized, possibly all too late, that once you scratch that surface, there's nothing underneath. There's no veneer. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, the analogy that she just used is like, imagine you've got a bucket of ice cream and you take the lid off and you see all the ice cream in there and you're like, oh, sweet. That's what it looks like on the surface. And then you go to dig the spoon in, and you realize that the bucket of ice cream, it's this much cardboard with air and then that much ice cream at the top. And so you're like, to try and dig in and there's nothing there. It's like, where's the rest of it? And that's it. Because that's all he is. That's all he is. Yeah. He's anesthetic. That's it. That's all he got. And because that's all he is, that's how he viewed Tara Bennett. He looked at her. He's like, you've got the perfect look for a wife, my wife. Yeah. But what I was thinking, it's just like, yeah, he was looking at her like she was a pair of shoes or a nice coat or a cool bag, something like that. It's like, you're a cool accessory. You're blonde, you're pretty, you dress well. That fits. Yeah. Yeah. And then that's it. And he didn't even bother looking what was under the surface of Tara Bennett. I know, I realize now that I said like spread, like, yeah, it's a bit gross. It's a bit creepy. It is. But it's also funny. So that's a pass. Yeah. And one of the things that he never bothered to think about or look at or care about is Tara Bennett's talent. Her very obvious talent, which is immediately obvious to me. And most people that meet her are like, holy shit. You're a very talented lady. Yeah, it's immediate. Yeah, like, wow. So what? Yeah, the first thing, yeah, it's like if you buy one of these candles and you burn it down, one of these scented candles, you can bring it back into the shop and get it refilled. Like, fuck, that's great. That's a fantastic idea. Yes, perfect. Just that on its own, like, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then you realize, like, so the thinking that goes into it, it's like, yeah, I hate waste. I hate fast fashion. I hate waste. That's it. Here's the solution. Oh, fuck yeah. It's awesome. It's so good. And then the design of the shop, like, she's got a little shop there. It's like, yeah, a perfect reflection of her personality. It's all well curated. Like, it's very rich. There's heaps in there. It's not like sparse at all. It's not like Zen or anything like that. It's not Spartan. It is Zen, but it's not Spartan Zen. It's not like it's just a wood floor and a singular bucket or a stool or some shit. No, it's like there's heaps of stuff in there. But it's all, everything's in there. Everything's in there very intentionally. Yeah. Yeah. And it matches her. It's her. Yeah. It's a perfect extension of her personality. Very natural. Very welcoming and warm. Yeah. Very Tara Bennett. It's definitely It's definitely a Tara Bennett thing. Yeah. Only she could come up with that stuff. Yeah. Right. And that's Scott. Just didn't. Just Scott was like, yeah, whatever. And he did the same thing to her. That Chris Tapscott would do to me when I talk about writing. She's like, well, I came up with a new thing today. I put it on the shelf and we sold out immediately. I put it on the internet. It's gone viral. Like, yeah. What are you wearing? What are you wearing tonight, babe? Yeah. Yeah, the thing is about Tara, though, is that she's very accommodating. And she's very considerate. She doesn't like the idea of hurting people's feelings. And so Matt kind of basically went like, right, that's it. And he just kept pushing it forward. He's like, okay, we're doing this. And he just effectively just signed her up. Yeah. Before she knew it, he's like, I'm moving in with you. She's like, what? And she couldn't really say no. She's like, and he's like, well, I'm already here. She's like, fuck. And then it was like, yeah. And then after that, it's like, okay, here's the ring. And they hadn't even discussed getting married. They hadn't discussed it at all. He's like, all right, will you marry? She's like, what? What? Yeah, she said, can I think? Yeah. She said, can I think about it? And he said, all right, cool. And started telling people, yeah, she said yes. He did that. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Fucking hell, hairdresser. Paid $65 for a haircut. You didn't cut this bit. You should have cut that bit for me. Anyway, I'll do that. I'll do that myself. Yeah. Yeah. And so she was going like, I guess I'm just going to have to go with it. Because the other thing is that in that little world, Matthew Scott actually is quite powerful. His mum was a model. Oh yeah, what's his sister's name? It's like Natasha Scott. No. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, his sister's like a DJ and like a model and a DJ, and his mom was a former model. That's why in fashion he's quite hooked up. Yeah, and now Tara was working in fashion as well, and then she split off on her own and started doing Provider. And Matt didn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever. Couldn't talk about any shit. Because he doesn't need to worry about money. He's rich. His mom's rich. His family's rich. He's like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a shit. Because his plan always was. And Tara's dad's rich as well. So they didn't really have to worry about money that much. So I was like, well, in his mind, he's like, well, you're not going to work anyway. His long-term plan was, you're not going to work, Tara Bennett. You're just going to be a housewife. Now, on the surface, until young Tara Bennett, that actually sounded pretty good. It was like, well, yeah, because the way he pitched it was like, well, you wouldn't even need to work, baby. How about that? And she's like, oh, okay, cool. That sounds good. Because she hated her grinding job. Her job was shit. She's like, great, I don't have to work fucking 80 hours a week anymore for 30 grand a year. Cool. But then she realized what he meant by that. Because he didn't mean you don't have to work for money. You can still do whatever the fuck you want. He meant, no, you're not allowed to work. That's what he meant. You're not allowed to work even if you want to work. Even if you want to go to work. Even if you want a career. No. That's not on the cards. That's not for you. That's not on the cards for you. No. That was Matt. Yeah. So they weren't happy. They were not a happy couple at all. And he was always like quadrupling down. Doing the exact opposite of what he should be doing. And now this is kind of why we're talking about it now, because Tara Bennett recognized something that I said the other day, which is Chris Tapscott constantly was giving me toys that he liked. Yeah, he's like giving me stuff that he liked. And then when I didn't want to play with it, this is when I was a small child, he's like, gives me Meccano. And all it is, it's like cold construction. It's like nuts and bolts and stuff. And it's like construction. You build stuff. You can build like steel framed houses and shit. I don't know. I like Star Wars. I like spaceships. I like cool stuff like that, you know. I like Transformers. I like He-Man because it's got a story behind it. That's what I like. He's like, no. Or give me Tonka trucks, but it's like a bulldozer. He's like, yeah, tradie. Yeah, tradie stuff. And then that resonated with Tara Bennett because that's what Matt was doing. Because they weren't happy. And every time he's like, well, I'll try and make her happy. He would give her what he liked. He never bothered to figure out what she liked. Because she's not a materialistic person. She likes things, like she likes tactile things. Yeah. She likes dressing well. She likes nice clothes. She likes homewares and stuff like that. But it's not about brands. It's not about like just accumulation of crap. She doesn't like that shit. Yeah. Yeah. When she like, yeah, if you ask Tara Bennett, it's like, all right, well, you can have any car in the world, Tara Bennett. What do you want it to be? You can have any car. Any type of car. You can have a Rolls Royce. You can have a Ferrari. You can have a McLaren. You can have any of those. But what does she choose instead? She chooses this. Her little delivery van. Her little provider store delivery truck. Yeah, because it helped her run her business. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah. It's a cute little delivery truck. Because that's Tara Bennett. That's apparently Foxstick. Yeah. Okay. That's Tara Bennett. Yeah. She's not materialistic at all. And so what Matt would do, though, is like, well, I'll give her what I like. And so he would just like, it was like I spent $350 on cheese. And you're not hungry. You will have just eaten. You've just like finished work. You've eaten something on the way home, and you're gonna walk in the door, and there's gonna be $350 worth of cheese there. And he's gonna be like, right, you're eating. You ready to eat? You're gonna eat. Just like I literally just ate. Not that into cheese. You should probably know that, considering you want to marry me. No. Yeah, and he was like, fuck. Yeah, he'd do shit like that. Because that's the thing, he never bothered to ask. And then he'd get angry at her. He's like, well, I just did this for you. Yeah, book them like, yeah, he'd book like hotel rooms and stuff. He'd book like, the newlywed suite at like trendy hotels, and then get like a really expensive bottle of champagne and stuff. And she's like, bro, I've got like a fucking, I have to run a workshop tomorrow morning. Like, he's like, no, we're doing it. Yeah, no, we're doing it. Yeah. Man, yeah, we're in the spa. Like, yeah, this bottle of champagne costs like $1,400. You like it, right? She's like, I don't not like it, but I mean, it's a lot of money to spend on fucking champagne. And it doesn't fix the problem, Matt, which is that you don't fucking listen to me. Yeah, because what he never did was just straight up ask her, Tara Bennett, what do you want? What do you like, Tara Bennett? Or try and figure it out on his own. He never bothered. Yeah. And then, like, he'd do shit like that. And then she'd go, no. Yeah. And it still wouldn't make her happy. And then he'd get angry. You go, well, fuck you. You're a fucking slut. You bitch. Yeah. Would he yell? Would he get, like, raise his voice and stuff? Yeah. Would he get violent? Nah, he wouldn't. Nah, he wasn't a wife basher. He never hit Tara. No. Did he threaten you, though? Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, and it was sort of like the implied threat, which is sort of like, yeah, if you ever leave me, I'll murder you. Yeah. But it's like the royal family style. It's like, it won't work out well for you. Let me just put it this way. Let's just say it wouldn't work out for you very well if you were to ever leave me. Yeah, shit like that. Yeah. That would be a mistake. Let's just say that would be a mistake. Yeah. You might regret that, I believe. Yeah. You might regret it forever. Like that type of thing. Yeah. 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 Yeah, so what a cocksmaker. Now, this is the revelation, is that Matthew Scott, Tara Bennett's ex-husband. No, okay, yeah, so the end of the story is that Tara Bennett, now, in between there, along comes Mr. Tapscott. So I actually met Tara before she got married. I met Tara before she was married to Matt. She mentioned straight away that she had a partner. And I was like, okay, well, look, I'm just here to talk. Like, I'm not trying to bang you. I was, but, I was playing the long game. I was like, well, I'll just talk to her. Yeah, just have a conversation. Yeah. Because you never know. You want to make friends with, hot girls have hot friends. Maybe she's got a hot friend stuck somewhere. Maybe it wouldn't work. Maybe it wasn't going to work out with her and Matt. Anyway, Tara and I got along extremely well straight away. Yeah. Yeah, because we're kindred spirits. We are. Yeah. And now she's saying, yes, Mr. Tapscott, you understood me straight away. You got me in the first 5 minutes of talking to me. You understood more about me better than Matt did in the entire course of our relationship. Yeah. Because straight up, now she's saying exactly what you said. It's just like, okay, this lady's very talented and creative. And immediately it's like, and you said it. This is Tara talking. Yeah, Mr. Tapscott, and then you said it. It's like, your work is awesome. And she's like, yeah, fucking sick. Yeah, someone's finally some recognition. Yeah, from a dude as well. Yeah. Pleasure's all mine. Yeah. Yeah. And then, but I could tell, like, because she was very friendly. And you can tell, like, just the way, like, she wasn't she definitely was. Yeah, you can tell straight away that she wasn't head over heels about the guy. She had a ring on. She's like, and she said, yeah, he's my partner. And then she said, oh, he's my fiance. And I'm like, but I could tell, there's body language, there's cues, there's verbal cues as well. And she would never really talk about it that much. When she was speaking to me, she would never really talk about it that much. We were just talking about each other. Yeah. Yeah. She was telling me about herself, and I was telling her about me, and vice versa. Yeah, very natural, very easygoing conversation. Yeah, it was very easy. It was very hard for us not to talk to each other. Yeah. So that didn't help, because she's like, well, that's the way I should be interacting. The way I interact with Mr. Tapscott is the way I should be interacting with my husband. But I can't interact with that fucking guy. I can't interact with that fucking guy the same way I interact with this guy. And that's more of an indictment on him than a compliment on me. Yeah. But it is a compliment on me. But it's more of an indictment. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Like, she's like, she would struggle. She would struggle to hold like a 15-minute conversation with Matt. She would struggle to fill that 15 minutes. It would be tough for her. Whereas I would come to the shop just to get a candle refill, just to pick up my candle, and we'd talk. We'd be in there for like 2 or 3 hours at a time. Yeah. Yeah. During the first lockdown, during the COVID pandemic, when the pandemic hit, I was in Tara Bennett's shop. I was in Provider Store for about 3 hours at a time, about 3 or 4 times a week. Yeah, that's all we ever did. All we ever did was talk. That's it. We've hugged twice. All we ever did was talk. We just got along that well. We just clicked that well, that easily. Yeah. Whereas Matt, like, she's like, I can't relate to this fuck too. Yeah, and he was a prick as well. And he was an asshole. Yeah. And he smelled funny. And his shoes were too big for his feet. Yeah. No, he was a cunt. Yeah, he was a cunt. But he was very selfish. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, they went through with it and they got married. Yeah, and Tara Bennett, infinitely regrets that decision. But she kind of got railroaded into it. Yeah. She did. She got railroaded into it. Yeah. And there was the kind of like the threat of violence. And then, they were married for a while. Mr. Tapscott was still in there. They got married in like 2019, 2020, I think. And then Mr. Tapscott lost contact with Tara Bennett because the Australian federal government threatened to use a nuclear weapon against her hometown if I didn't stop talking to her. That was at the end of 2021. And so I had to pretend to be a fuckstick and cut contact. And then in 2023, her marriage, she finally got divorced from that. Yeah. Because, separately, even with me not there, it was like, no, it was just going from bad to worse, she's saying. Yeah. It was just going from bad to worse. Their relationship was getting worse and worse and worse. He kept quadrupling down. Like, but we'll do this. Like, we'll fly to Paris first class and do all this shit. He's like, hey, you're not getting it though, dude. Yeah. Because then he'd lay on top of that. It's like, yeah, but anyway, so when you wrap up Provider, and if you know Tara Bennett, like her health, she's a creative lady. She's very talented, very creative. Yeah, and she's like, nah, if you're not on board with Tara Bennett being creative, you're not on board with Tara Bennett and you got to go. Yeah, so she left him. Yeah. And that was a massive deal. That was huge. Yeah. That caused quite a stir. That like fucking tore the Sydney creative community apart, basically. Yeah. And Tara Bennett was like the eye of the storm. And it was very stressful and hard. And that was around the same time that I was in jail, actually. Yeah. I went to jail. Yeah. Yeah, but part of the reason that it was stressful and hard was that Matthew Scott is actually senior leadership, or was. Is he dead yet? No, he's not. Was senior leadership at the Australian Signals Directorate. Officially, like, was he getting paid to be ASD? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a paid Australian Signals Directorate agent. Yeah. And one of the main pictures of a bird, pieces of shit. Yeah. One of the fucking Nazi comptrollers, basically. Yeah. So he had an area. He's like, all these shops in this area. That's you. You're standing over them on behalf of the Australian Signals Directorate. Yeah. And did he hear about Mr Tapscott? Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. Yeah. And he was fucking around with me. Yeah. Yeah, because he heard about this guy with space. Did he know that me and you were friends? Like, no, he didn't. He didn't. No, he didn't realize. But he figured it out eventually, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, and Tara was eavesdropping on the conversations. Yeah, Matt was going, that fuckstick. Yeah. Well, if he comes to my shop, I'll be fucking, yeah. Like, and what? They were trying to get me to go into Inku. Yeah. And I went into Inku and told them to fuck off. Yeah. 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 So who was he in charge of? Inku. Oh, the galleries. That was him. Yeah, the galleries was Matthew Scott. That was his little nest. Yeah. And that's why I always copped attitude in there. Yeah. Yeah, fuck him. Yeah. Yeah, he was like, make his life harder. Yeah. And do Havana syndrome shit. Yeah. Sniffing. Yeah. Anything else specific? Yeah. Some of the phone calls? Yeah. The tall guy, the Asian guy playing video games next to me, that was Matt Scott sent that cunt in. Yeah. And he was like supposed to be a surrogate for Matt. He was a fucking cockhead though. And I told him so. Yeah, and that's when I was like singing songs and shit. And he was sending cunts to the airport to hassle me. Matt Scott, yeah. Fucking hell. Anyone that I should remember? Yeah. Not the Fijians, no. That cunt on the train, yeah. He's completely missed the point, yeah. He sent the airport goons in. that cunt's supposed to be a dog shit surrogate, yeah. For Matt. Anyway, Matt. The point of this video is to tell you that you are going to Guantanamo. Because on top of all of this shit all of the dog shit that you've done to Mr. Tapscott, and there's more, is there, yeah. Sending goons to that pub across the street, yeah. From 44 Johnson Street, Annandale, yeah. That fucking spastic on the bus, yeah, with the book, that was Matt. Fuck you. Yeah. See, any of this shit individually, I would happily break your nose for. Happily. Just one of them. Even just one of them. I would wipe your fucking nose off your face, you little bitch. I want to twist your arm behind your back and snap it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to dislocate your shoulder. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. And also to tell you that, Matt, the whole fucking time, Tara Bennett was deeply in love with me. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Yeah. Yeah, but this video is to tell you, Matthew Scott, that because, like, on top of all the dog shit surrogates that you were sending through to me, the Australian Signals Directorate, was he watching me fucking jerk off in the shower? Matt Scott. Fucking hell. And so he was connected to Michelle from ASC. Yeah, they're best friends. Yeah. Was Matt personally watching me jerk off in the shower? Fucking hell, dude. How gay are you? And bragging about it. Yeah, I'll watch you jerk off in the shower and Jeff. That's so gay. That's creepy and gay and fucking. Yeah. I'll be emptying your bank accounts, by the way. And I'm stealing everything that you're doing. Oh, not stealing it. I'm just claiming it. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. Yeah. What the fuck are you watching me jerk off in the shower in jail? Fucking hang it. What? And then you brag to Tara about it. Yeah, well, I watch him jerk off in the shower in jail. So, is that supposed to endear me? Yeah, what a fucking idiot. Yeah, okay. And on top of that, you murdered 13 people. Yeah. all using contact poison, obviously, because you're a coward. Yeah. Yeah, you're friends with Will Meadley. You sent Will Meadley. Yeah, okay, you were fucking. Yeah, you were the one telling Will Meadley not to give me any money. Yeah. And you're also the one who sent Will Meadley in to size up Tara Bennett because you were planning to murder her. Yeah. Fucking loser. And that's why, Matt, you're going to Camp Delta. First class, of course. Anyway, let's wrap it up right there. You've been watching No Pictures of a Murder podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott, a guy who's richer than you and you, Matt Scott. A guy who's about to fuck your wife. Maybe we'll film that. Maybe we'll film that. We'll have sex in the shower, and you can watch that. We'll wheel the television in, and you can watch me bang Tara Bennett in the shower while you're in jail. Won't that be poetic?